Hi there, this is Sushma once again with a new topic, note making. Tell me one thing, you need to buy some groceries. So before buying those groceries and going to the shop, what do? You make a list, right? Suppose you're going to visit your friend and you don't know the exact location of his house. What do you do then? You call your friend, you ask him the location, the main landmarks that are there, and then you make a rough sketch, you make a map. So what is that called? That is a kind of note making. So why do we make notes? What's the requirement of making notes? To remember a great deal of information, when you need to remember a great deal of information, there's a bulky document and you have to remember all those information. And what do? You make notes. Then it helps in the process of remembering. While making notes, you write it in your own handwriting. And before writing, you understand it. So it helps you in the process of remembering. We need notes to consult before an examination. Very important point. While attending a lecture from your teacher, what do? You make notes. You jot down the main points. And while writing an essay, suppose you're writing an essay on pollution, what do? You make notes. What is pollution? How many kinds of pollutions are there? What are the reasons? What are the consequences? And how can that problem be overcome? Right? So, preparing a report. While preparing a report, suppose we are preparing the annual report of our school. So, we have various departments in our schools, right? There's a sports department, there's an examination department, there's a CCA department. What do? We collect all the data, all the things that have happened throughout the years, and then we compile it, we make a note, and then we make a report. And it helps in keeping the information handy whenever required. Whenever you require the information, if you have made notes, it will be handy for you. You will just turn the pages and the information is there for you. The last point, it helps in recollecting and recalling the past events said or heard. These notes are very much helpful in recollecting and recalling the past events that were once said or heard by you, because not everything can be recalled, so you have to write it down. So before learning how to make notes, let's understand what are the characteristics of good notes. So good notes should be short. Yes, they have to be brief, they have to be compact. They include the main pieces of information in what we have read or listened to, and they leave out the rest. Here you have to distinguish between the main points and the details. You have to leave the prepositions, you have to leave the determiners and the things that are not important. Here I would like to tell you that it has to be written in phrase form. The whole sentence is not to be written over there. You have to just write down the phrases. You can even replace many words with a single word. Okay, so that will make it compact. The third point is it should convey complete information. Yes, note making doesn't mean that you will leave out some of the portion. All the information that is given in the passage should be complete here. They must make sense when they are read again, perhaps months later. They should make sense when they are read again. Because making notes and not being able to understand it after some time won't be of any use, right? Look at the next characteristic. They list information in what is called note form. Now this is the most important thing. This is how we write note. This is how we make notes. Complete sentences are not very often used. As I've already told you, we do not use complete sentences. We use it in phrase form. Then information is logically divided and subdivided by the use of figures, letters and dashes. There are various figures, letters and dashes that are used to divide the information into heading, subheading and sub-subheading. Then we have abbreviations and symbols used a great deal. Abbreviations and symbols, abbreviations like UNO, United Nations Organization, WHO, World Health Organization, GOVT for government. These kind of abbreviations are very much used. They are used a great deal. Numbering and indentation. The last point is numbering and indentation. Numbering, you must write the proper sequence. The heading should be given 0.1, then subheading should be given 1.1, then subheading 1.1.1. These kind of numbering has to be done. And then indentation. Indentation here means proper spacing between headings, subheadings and sub-subheadings. That I will teach you. So let's discuss the format first. How you're going to write the notes in your examination. This will carry 5 marks. The overall question is of 8 marks. 3 marks will be allotted to your summary writing. That will be around 80 words. You have to write that summary in 80 words. After writing the notes, you have to make a summary out of these notes, and it's very simple, okay? So, the first thing that you're going to write is title or heading. How are you going to write the title or heading? Just go through the passage, get a rough idea of what the passage is all about. Suppose I'm writing the passage on women empowerment. The passage is on women empowerment. So, the topic, the heading will be women empowerment. Then coming to the content. How the content is written? It is to be written in main section, then subsection and then sub-subsection. Now I'm going to tell you how to number it and how to do the indentation. See, there are 2 ways of writing it. First, you will write the main section. Look at the indentation. I have drawn a line. Okay, it's a very light line that you have to draw in pencil so that you can give proper spacing. Keep in mind the proper spacing over here. Main section has to be written in as 1, 2 and 3. Then you have to number the subsections as A, B and C. Then there might be some sub-subsections. So you can number them as 1st, 2nd and 3rd. Right? There's another way of writing it. You can name the main section as 1. Then subsection can be named as 1.1 or 1.2, 1.3. Then sub-subsections can be written as 1.1.1, 1.1.2, 1.1.3, 1.2.1 like that and so on. Okay. Now, content carries 3 marks. It carries 3 marks. Minimum 3 headings and subheadings are to be written, and there should be proper indentation and notes have to be written over there for these 3 marks. So, this is how you have to write the title and content. Okay. So till now you have learned how to write the title and the content. Now I'm going to tell you how to write the abbreviations and symbols. Abbreviations and symbols carry 1 marks. Provided that you have to write any 4 of them. 4 is compulsory. You have to write minimum 4 abbreviations or symbol. Then only you will be given 1 marks, right? So the first way of writing abbreviation is capitalized first letter of words like UNO, CBSE, NCERT, WHO, NASA. There are so many. The list is lengthy. Then arithmetic symbols like greater than, smaller than, dash, per kg, forward slash, kg, then percentage sign, etc. Then commonly used symbols like as are used in newspapers and magazine, etc. like Supreme Court, SC, then government GOVT, then ENG for English. Then you can write literacy or literature LIT dot, right? Then invented ones, the ones that you have to invent yourself. So what are you going to do there? You have to write the first and last few letters of the words with a dot at the end. For example, EDUL dot educational, right? Then we have MFG dot manufacturing. So this is how you write the abbreviations or symbols. At the end of note making, you have to draw a table that I'm going to draw right now. You have to draw that table in which you have to write the abbreviations used, key to the abbreviations used. I'm going to tell you how to make it. After finishing your content, you have to make a table like this, and you have to draw two columns over here. Over it, you have to write key to the abbreviations used. In one column, you are going to write the abbreviations that you have used, and in the other column, you are going to write the words, the actual words. Look at this one. This is an example for you. GOVT here means government. PBT means private. INC dot means increased. And I've used ampersand sign for and. So this is the way to make this table. You will make this table at the end of the content of your note making. This will give you marks. How many marks? 1 mark. This is how we make notes. I have taken an example. My passage was based on women exploitation. So I have given the title as women. Then I have put a colon over there and exploited lot. The first main heading was discrimination, that is done in family. So I have put it like this: discrimination, then a dash and family. Then the main subheading was unwanted child. They are treated as unwanted child. The second was no financial freedom. They don't have any financial freedom. When it comes to, then there's subheading. When it comes to their life before marriage, they are dependent on their father. When it comes to their lives after marriage, they are dependent on their husband. So this is how you write the main heading, then the subsection, then subsection. In the same way, I have written the second main heading as discrimination, that is in society, how they are discriminated in society. The first subheading was dowry system. Second subheading, deplorable status of widows. Then the third subheading is despicable actions against women. Subheading is despicable actions. I have written the short form of deplorable and despicable. DESP, then dot, DEPL, then dot. Okay. So these are self-invented words, abbreviations, sorry. Then subheading is how they are hated in the society. Subheading is 2.3.1. Female infanticide and feticide. Then 2.3.2 bride burning. Here the third heading is remedies. The subheading will be economic independence. Second subheading is education and employment. The third subheading will be deterrent law provisions. And then the fourth subheading is educating people about men and women equality. That men and women are equal. This is how we make the notes. This is how we make the notes, and after this we have to make a key over here, the key to the abbreviations used that I'm going to write. So after writing the content, this is how we are going to write the key to the abbreviations that are used by us. You have to make a table like this with two columns. In one of the columns you are going to make the abbreviations, and in the other column you are going to write the word. So here in the passage that was based on women exploitation, I have used these abbreviations, and these are the actual words. FIN dot means financial. Here I have used the sign ampersand for and. Infant dot means infanticide. EDU dot means education. EMP dot means employment, and PPL here stands for people. So this is how we are going to make this table. So that was all for note making. After this is your 5 marks question, note making. After this you have to write the summary that will carry 3 marks. So I know that you will be able to write that summary. That has to be written in 80 words only. Do not exceed the word limit. Otherwise, your marks will be deducted, and it would be better if you write the number of words used in the summary underneath it in a bracket. Like after writing the summary, write it 78 words within brackets on the extreme right hand side. So that was the end of today's lesson, note making. Hope you have understood it well. We'll be back with another lesson. Till then, keep learning, keep enjoying. Bye.